Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Kochasik with the National Weather Service in Louisville for a quick update on the forecast and what has happened already over the last several days. It's about 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday, April 5th. So if you're watching this after 4 p.m. on Saturday, April 5th, this information may have changed. For the latest information, you can always go to weather.gov and click on the map for your location. So here's the current radar as of about 9 a.m. We're watching some heavier showers just to the east of Lexington, down to about Bowling Green, and steady rain behind that. And if we zoom down through what's coming in Arkansas, Missouri, and even over to eastern Oklahoma there, this is a steady stream of moisture that will be heading into our state and our area here later today for south central Indiana as well as the state of Kentucky. Here's some of the observations as of 8 a.m. Saturday, April 5th from the Kentucky Mesonet of rainfall that's already happened over the past 2 or 3 day period. I know it says 5 day here, but this just captures this event. And we're seeing areas that have, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 12 inches over in the west. This is just Kentucky, not including south central Indiana, but these, numbers are similar, the 5, 6 inch range, to the north of the Ohio River there too. So a lot of rainfall has already happened, and there's still more to come. So we have multiple rounds of heavy rainfall today and tonight, and that dangerous flooding is expected to continue. You can see here on the map that we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 to maybe even 3 inches from south central Indiana to central Kentucky. But the main threat area is over in the west, where you have 3 to even 6 inches over in the Purchase area that we could see here later today through tonight. So we're talking about life-threatening flash flooding, river flooding, widespread type flooding. Areas that haven't flooded in the past will flood in this event. So please stay weather aware and make sure that you go to higher ground if needed and have a plan in place. Here's that excessive rain outlook, and much of the state is covered in that level 3 of 4 for Kentucky and south central Indiana. That is at least, that's a moderate risk. That's at least 40% chance that your county will see life-threatening flash flooding. And then over there in the west, you have the high risk. That's level 4 of 4, where those counties there have at least a 70% chance, if not higher, of seeing that widespread flooding, life-threatening flash flooding there. So it's very important with the repeated rounds of heavy rainfall we see today that folks have a plan in place, again, to reach higher ground if they need it. The logjam finally starts to break on Sunday. The stationary front that's been positioned over Kentucky and south central Indiana will start to move. And there on Sunday, we do have a marginal risk. That's 1 of 4 for flash flooding. That's about a 5% chance for any of these counties to see in green the potential for flash flooding. So it's a lower risk, but it's still there. And just for reference, this is the categories and what the WPC excessive rainfall risk means. And just want you to key in on that moderate and high risk there, that we're talking about numerous flash floods or widespread flash floods expected, in addition to the main stem rivers that will flood as well. Speaking of main stem rivers, these are the points on our rivers that, we'll have some flooding here, beginning of next week and maybe potentially even into the, end of next week and beyond. It's not going to go away anytime soon, this flood threat. So the points here in the red box are moderate flood, and the major flood is in the purple boxes. So you're looking at the Green River, the Kentucky River, the Ohio River are all in play for widespread flooding of some kind, especially near the river banks. So if you live near the rivers or in low-lying spots near these rivers, please think about it now. If flooding isn't already occurring, it's imminent and will. So have a plan in place to potentially, if you need to evacuate, that you can do so at a moment's notice, and have a plan in place for going to higher ground. This is just it's a busy chart here, but these are showing you how long this threat goes through. So some of these crests will happen at some point, either Monday or beyond. For the latest information for a specific river point, you can go to water.noaa.gov and click on the map for your location or river point to see that crest information, that hydrograph, for more details. There's a conditional threat today. We can't rule it out for severe storm potential, for damaging winds, or maybe even isolated tornadoes somewhere here, especially in the areas in yellow. That's the level 2 of 5 risk. That's a slight risk for a 15% chance that you could see severe weather somewhere in those counties. But there's a lot of rain and a lot of clouds, and it's going to be a little bit hard to cook up severe weather across the state, but we can't rule it out. So that threat is there. It's a non-zero chance. And for that tornado outlook, we have a 2 to 5% chance across much of south central Indiana and Kentucky. And just keeping that in mind, that we can't rule out a brief spin-up tornado somewhere in those areas. There's also a risk for straight line wind damage and severe hail. But again, these are lesser risks compared to the actual flood threat. The flood threat is the main threat. Once that front starts moving to the east and out of the state of Kentucky and south central Indiana, there is a slight risk here. Not a slight risk, a marginal risk. Level 1 of 5, that's a 5% chance over there in the areas in dark green for some of those counties in eastern Kentucky there. But it's mainly just a lightning threat, a thunderstorm threat. There'll be some storms lingering as the front moves out on Sunday. But this is a low confidence and potentially low impact for the area. So just a reminder what these categories mean. We're looking at a slight risk today, Saturday, and that's where you could have scattered severe storms possible. But again, this is a very conditional threat, and we're more focused on the actual flash flood and river flood threat today and tonight. Just a reminder, we see this in every event where folks go around barricades or move barricades to get through flooded waters. That's really not a good idea. Never go around barricades that are closed. They were put there for a reason. Never drive through flooded waters. And we're really concerned about flooding at night. Our depth perception isn't the same at night. And areas that haven't flooded in the past will flood in this event. And, folks could easily find themselves in flooded waters if they're not paying attention. So the advice is that if you don't have to travel, don't. It's not recommended. But if you have to go out, please use extra caution and never, ever drive through flood waters. There is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel here, though. Once the front moves out, we are drying out this week. We're looking at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, having lots of sunshine and potentially drying out for much of the area, which is a good thing. There is another chance for showers and storms on Thursday. It's kind of a quick-moving system and not expected to be a big impact, but we do have saturated soils right now, so just keep that in mind that Thursday is the next chance for any rain potential. And I will say this, too, that we're going to be dropping Tuesday and Wednesday morning on the temperature side, and it's going to be very chilly and clear and cold. So you get that with the high pressure that's moving into the area. So just keep that in mind if you're out and about cleaning up or helping your neighbors or friends, that you're going to want to bundle up because it's going to be very, very chilly and cold here for the next several mornings early next week into midweek. And here's a real quick simulated radar look. This is based on the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is 9 a.m., and as we go through time, you can see the repeated rounds of heavy rainfall, especially for western Kentucky. But south central Indiana and central Kentucky also get a lot of rainfall later today through tonight. And then it moves through eastern Kentucky overnight, and things start moving finally as we get through Sunday morning, where the widespread heavy rainfall threat will end, but there's still some lingering thunderstorm and shower potential through the day Sunday, but this won't be as big of a threat. And then as we move through later Sunday evening into early Monday, the rain should end and we start drying out. So that's the update I have for you all. Again, for the latest information, you can go to weather.gov and click on the map for your location, or for river level forecast, you can go to water.noaa.gov and click on your river points on the map there as well. Thanks again for watching, and please stay safe and exercise your safety plans this weekend. Thank you.